Chosen one, tomorrow is not approaching like just another Wednesday. The spiritual realm has already shifted, and heaven is calling you into full awareness. There is something significant attached to this day, a divine move, a strategic release, a breakthrough already in motion, and what you choose to do or not do will determine how powerfully that blessing arrives. Your spirit has been sensing it, the unusual pressure, the sudden clarity, the inner alertness that refuses to let you ignore the moment. This is not anxiety. This is spiritual activation. Heaven is signaling that destiny is stepping closer, and the enemy is aware of it. Whenever breakthrough approaches, distraction increases. Whenever elevation is near, temptation rises. Whenever God opens a door, the enemy builds a trap near the entrance. Wednesday has been marked for your advancement, but it also comes with assignments the enemy will try to sabotage. This is why you must move with intention. You cannot treat this day casually. You cannot fall into old patterns. You cannot give energy to anything that does not align with where God is taking you. This video is not arriving by accident. It is your spiritual alert before the shift, a divine briefing before movement, a prophetic warning before elevation. Heaven needs you positioned, focused, and protected. There are 7 specific things you must avoid, not because God is restricting you, but because He is preparing you. Chosen one, Wednesday is not coming for your comfort. It is coming for your calling, and your next season depends on your obedience now. Chosen one, when God marks a day, it stops being a date and becomes a divine appointment. Wednesday is not coming to you casually. It is arriving with spiritual intention. Heaven has already written what is supposed to unfold for you, and the shift connected to tomorrow carries weight that your spirit has already begun to feel. You may not fully understand why, but deep in your soul, you know this day stands out differently. You have walked through too much spiritual refinement for this week to be random. Doors have been shifting. Conversations have been revealing truth. Your discernment has increased. Your peace has become more selective. These are not coincidences. They are signals. Heaven never announces change with noise. It announces change with awareness. Something inside you wakes up before the blessing appears. Wednesday is a crossroads moment. What you choose to do and what you choose to avoid will determine the speed of your breakthrough. Heaven is accelerating things in your life, but acceleration requires alignment. God is releasing instructions to protect your progress. The enemy will try to scatter your focus because he knows a chosen one, aligned with God's timing, is unstoppable. Your journey has trained you for this. You are spiritually awakened now in ways the old version of you could not comprehend. You no longer operate blindly. You feel energy shifts before they manifest. You sense when something is coming. You notice patterns that others ignore. This sensitivity is a gift, and tomorrow will call you to use it intentionally. There is a reason heaven is speaking to you ahead of time. There is a reason this message has reached you the night before. God always prepares His chosen ones before a major release. He does not let destiny catch you off guard. He positions you to meet it. The weight of Wednesday is not meant to pressure you, but to prepare you. Heaven is alerting you because heaven is about to move. The enemy knows this too. That is why distraction may try to find you early in the day. Someone may attempt to pull you into conflict. Old emotions may rise. Doubt may whisper. Fatigue may appear suddenly. These are not random attacks. They are attempts to lower your frequency right before God raises your life. But you will not fall for the trap. Not this time. You've grown. You recognize spiritual patterns now. Chosen one, you must walk tomorrow with clarity, with discipline, with spiritual awareness. You are entering a day where obedience becomes elevation, where attention becomes activation, where focus becomes favor. Everything God has been constructing for months, even years, is now pressing closer to the surface. Do not underestimate what this means. When heaven highlights a single day, it is because something will happen that shifts the narrative. Something will unlock, something will align, something will reveal why you couldn't quit even when quitting felt easier. Wednesday is carrying a spiritual delivery, not for the majority, but for those who were refined in private, for those who held on, for those who stayed faithful even in silence. You are not being warned. You are being prepared. Heaven is not trying to scare you. Heaven is trying to safeguard what you are stepping into. Wednesday has been stamped with purpose, and the moment you wake up, the shift begins. Chosen one, this is not a regular Wednesday. This is the day your obedience meets your ordained breakthrough. Why heaven marked this day for you? Chosen one, heaven does not mark time randomly. When God points to a specific day and says, "This one," there is purpose behind it, strategy behind it, prophetic precision behind it. Wednesday is not simply another step in the routine flow of time. It is a destination heaven has been guiding you toward with intention. Everything in your recent journey has been leading you right here. You have survived seasons where everything in your life felt paused, frozen, delayed. You questioned why progress was moving slower for you than for others. You wondered why doors refused to open, even when you knocked with faith. But what seemed like delay was actually alignment. Heaven was arranging the pieces so that when the appointed moment arrived, everything would click with divine ease. This Wednesday holds significance because the spiritual climate around your life is finally ready for release. The prayers you prayed in tears have matured. The seeds you planted in silence have taken root. The character you developed through struggle is now strong enough to carry the blessing. The weight that would have crushed you before, you can now lift with grace. Heaven waited until you were ready, not desperate. You may not realize it yet, but spiritual promotion has already been authorized over your life. Tomorrow is not the start of the shift. It is the revelation of what has already shifted. Heaven has already signed your breakthrough into motion. Wednesday is your first step into that manifested promise. This is why your spirit has been alert, why you have felt energy shifts, why you suddenly feel done with the old version of your life. When a new season has arrived, the soul knows before the schedule does. The discomfort you felt recently, the restlessness, the agitation toward the familiar, was revelation that your spirit had already stepped into tomorrow's calling. Heaven marked this day because something must be decided in your mindset. You cannot carry old thinking into a new season. You cannot maintain old habits and expect elevated outcomes. You cannot allow fear to negotiate what faith has secured. Wednesday is a day of spiritual separation. The version of you that survived breaks away from the version of you that is about to thrive. Heaven marked this day because the distraction against you has been growing. Every chosen one experiences intensified spiritual warfare right before manifestation. The enemy sees the breakthrough coming and tries to sabotage the final moment. But God allowed those attacks to sharpen your discernment. So when Wednesday arrives, you move with clarity, not confusion. You now recognize counterfeit energy instantly. You reject what drains you without apology. That confidence is not arrogance. It is divine protection in motion. Wednesday has been prophetically positioned to shift you from waiting into walking, from endurance into emergence, from internal belief into external evidence. It is a day where what was spiritual becomes physical, a day where your name is called into alignment with God's plan, a day where the unseen becomes undeniable. This is not a coincidence. This is coordination. Heaven has been structuring this moment behind the scenes, synchronizing opportunities, aligning timing, preparing people who will recognize and honor the calling you carry. You will notice immediate confirmation, conversations aligning with purpose, unexpected doors unlocking, a heaviness lifting, a deep inner peace rising. Chosen one, Wednesday is marked because you are marked. Marked for influence, marked for elevation, marked for breakthrough, marked for divine timing. God is not waiting for the world to approve your rise. God has already approved it in heaven. And starting Wednesday, earth must obey what heaven has spoken. Chosen one, the first and most critical instruction for tomorrow is simple. Do not give your energy to anything that pulls you backward. On Wednesday, the enemy will attempt to reintroduce old patterns, old emotions, old connection, anything that can drag your spirit back to the version of you that no longer exists. He knows he cannot stop the blessing, so he tries to contaminate the mindset that receives it. You must be extremely vigilant. The enemy will not approach you with obvious attacks. He will come through subtle distractions, a message from someone who once drained you, an unexpected reminder of past disappointment, an irritation designed to provoke anger, a sudden insecurity whispering that you are not ready. These are not random occurrences. They are targeted traps. The enemy studies your weaknesses. He knows what triggers you. He knows what hurts you. He knows what slows you down. If he can't destroy your destiny, he will try to detour it. If he can't derail your breakthrough, he will try to delay it. Tomorrow is designed to elevate you, and distractions are designed to keep you grounded in places you've already outgrown. Pay attention to who contacts you. Some people only return when the enemy sends them to interrupt your growth. They are not coming back because they care, but because your progress threatens the comfort of their stagnation. A single conversation can shift your mood, your thoughts, and your energy. Protect your atmosphere like your breakthrough depends on it, because it does. You must avoid emotional reactions. The enemy loves to pull at your heart to steal your focus. He will send irritation to provoke anger. He will send confusion to poison clarity. He will send doubt disguised as practicality. He will send temptation that looks like comfort. But chosen one, comfort is not your assignment. Breakthrough is. And it requires spiritual discipline. If something or someone drains your energy, disrupts your peace, or challenges your identity, remove your attention immediately. Peace is your confirmation. Disturbance is your warning. What does not elevate you is trying to delay you. Do not entertain thoughts that degrade your worth. Do not revisit wounds that God has healed. Do not rehearse failures that heaven has already forgiven. Negative self-talk is one of the enemy's greatest tools. Because if he can convince you to disqualify yourself, he doesn't even need to fight you. You will fight yourself on his behalf. You must refuse every voice that speaks against what God has declared, even if that voice comes from within. When doubt tries to rise up, answer with certainty. When fear tries to return, answer with authority. When insecurity tries to whisper, answer with identity. Heaven did not bring you this far to watch you sabotage your own rise with the echo of old lies. Remember this: the enemy cannot access what God has protected unless you voluntarily open the door through distraction or emotional reaction. Wednesday is a day for focus, for clarity, for intentional movement. Anything that pulls you back is the enemy trying to stop what God is advancing. Chosen one, you have been trained for this moment. You know the patterns. You recognize the signs. You will not be fooled. You will not be delayed. You will not be trapped by what God has already freed you from. Tomorrow, you choose elevation over emotion, alignment over attention-seeking, peace over pettiness, purpose over familiar comfort. The breakthrough is already on the way. Don't look back, not even for a second. Chosen one, the greatest battle you will face tomorrow isn't external, it's internal. The enemy knows he cannot remove what heaven has released for you, so he will attempt to attack the one thing that can stop you from receiving it: your mind. When breakthrough is near, doubt becomes the enemy's favorite weapon. If he can control your thoughts, he can influence your decisions, your energy, and your alignment. This is why the enemy tries to whisper fear where God has spoken promise. He tries to plant insecurity where heaven has planted identity. He tries to make you question what God has already confirmed. The closer you are to elevation, the louder the enemy speaks. Not because you are weak, but because he is worried. Your mind is the gateway to your spirit. Whoever or whatever controls your thoughts eventually directs your steps. If your thinking is aligned with faith, your actions align with destiny. If your thinking bows to fear, your actions bow to limitation. Tomorrow, you must choose agreement with heaven, not agreement with insecurity. Do not allow doubt to negotiate your calling. Do not allow fear to rewrite what God has authored. Do not allow the voice of the enemy to become louder than the voice of God. The enemy is not after your thoughts. He is after the future your thoughts create. Heaven is depending on your focus. When negative thoughts attempt to invade your mind, you must recognize them for what they are: sabotage. When you start to think you are not ready, remember that God does not schedule what you cannot handle. When you think the blessing is too big, remember that heaven never prepares small things for chosen ones. When your mind suggests the worst outcome, speak the truth of what God has promised. Self-talk is spiritual warfare. The way you speak to yourself influences the atmosphere around you. The enemy loves to use your own voice against you, because when doubt sounds like you, it's harder to notice the deception. That is why you must be intentional tomorrow. Your thoughts must come into agreement with your destiny, not your fears. Guard your mind against assumptions and overthinking. When God is moving, the enemy tries to plant confusion because confusion leads to hesitation. and hesitation delays promise. Do not waste mental energy trying to understand every detail. Heaven does not require comprehension, only cooperation. Your mind has already been shifting. Lately, you've been thinking differently, seeing differently, understanding differently. This is because God has been upgrading your mindset in advance of what He's releasing. You are no longer thinking like a Serenus. You are thinking like someone who is about to thrive. The enemy will try to use the familiar to bring back old mental battles, old memories that trigger insecurity, old comments someone made that made you shrink, old failures that try to convince you nothing has changed. But everything has changed because you have changed. You cannot let thoughts from a hurting version of you dictate decisions for a healed version of you. You must keep your mind aligned with heaven, guarded, grounded, and guided. That is how you protect the breakthrough moving toward you. When doubt appears, declare your calling. When fear speaks, speak louder. When insecurity rises, rise above it. The chosen ones do not think like the world. The world thinks with limits. Chosen ones think with destiny. Do not give the enemy permission to build strongholds in your thoughts. Tomorrow, your mind must remain clear, focused, and spiritually anchored. When your thoughts are aligned, your reality must follow. Chosen one, guard your mind, because your next level lives there first. Chosen one, your energy is a spiritual signal. It carries the frequency of your calling, the vibration of your purpose, and the momentum of your destiny. Tomorrow, your energy cannot be wasted on anything that subtracts from your strength or distracts your mind. Wednesday requires your spiritual power to be guarded like treasure, because it is. Energy is not just emotional, it is spiritual currency. Where you invest your focus determines what grows. Where you invest your attention determines what manifests. The enemy knows he cannot take your blessing, so he will attempt to drain your spiritual energy until you no longer have the strength to step into what heaven has prepared. That is why protecting your energy tomorrow is a divine responsibility. You must be ruthless with your boundaries. If it drains you, distance. If it distracts you, disconnect. If it pressures you, pause. If it confuses you, cut it off. God is not calling you to maintain connections that fight your peace. Peace is evidence of alignment. Disturbance is evidence of spiritual interference. Pay attention. Your purpose demands focus. You cannot afford to be emotionally tangled in conversations that go nowhere. You cannot give your attention to people still committed to misunderstanding you. You cannot entertain opinions that challenge what God already confirmed. Not everyone deserves access to your atmosphere. Not everyone is qualified to handle the weight of the anointing you carry. Energy vampires exist. People who show up only to take, to unload, to drain. They are spiritually assigned to keep you stuck in old cycles. Tomorrow, they may appear as sudden problems, unnecessary drama, or emotional demands. Recognize the pattern and remove your energy immediately. You are not responsible for fixing what God has separated you from. Your spirit will feel more sensitive tomorrow, not fragile, but alert. This is divine sensitivity. You will feel energy shifts more intensely. You will notice who brings peace and who brings pressure. This awareness is a gift. Trust it. God speaks through intuition more often than through words. When your spirit reacts negatively to someone or something, listen. Protect your creativity. Protect your joy. Protect your focus. These are the gateways through which manifestation enters your life. If the enemy cannot steal your blessing, he will try to steal your excitement for it. Joy is spiritual fuel. Hope is spiritual oxygen. Peace is spiritual armor. Protect them at all costs. Energy protection also means discipline. Do not scroll endlessly through chaos. Do not expose your mind to negativity disguised as entertainment. Do not let comparison kill your confidence. Do not let distraction delay your direction. What you consume spiritually determines how you move physically. You must also protect your inner energy from yourself. Doubt is draining. Overthinking is draining. People-pleasing is draining. Silence the voices inside that contradict what God has spoken over your life. Replace them with truth. Replace them with power. Replace them with identity. Your energy is too valuable to be spent on anything that does not align with destiny. You have been through too much to allow old habits to sabotage the future that has been written for you. The calling over your life demands clarity, not chaos. Chosen one, your energy is a magnet right now. It is attracting what matches your frequency and rejecting what doesn't. The enemy will try to slip into your atmosphere through anything familiar. But you know better now. You recognize the difference between alignment and attachment. Protect your energy, because the level you are stepping into requires a full battery. Chosen one, tomorrow you must be deeply aware of one spiritual danger. The temptation to return to what God has already removed from your life. When heaven closes a chapter, revisiting it does not bring comfort. It brings captivity. There were people, places, and habits that God pulled you away from, not because He wanted to deprive you, but because they were no longer aligned with the path of your purpose. And now that breakthrough is near, the enemy will try to convince you that going back is harmless. But going back is exactly what could delay everything God designed for you. There were voices in your past that talked you out of believing in yourself. There were environments that drained your energy and kept you spiritually small. There were connections that fed your insecurities and exploited your heart. Those situations were not removed because you failed. They were removed because they failed to honor who you truly are. Heaven saw the intentions behind the smiles. Heaven saw the manipulation hidden behind affection. Heaven saw the traps disguised as opportunities. And heaven stepped in when you didn't even realize how much danger you were in. You may still feel occasional nostalgia or emotional attachment to what once felt familiar. The mind sometimes misses what the soul does not. But familiarity is not the same as alignment. Comfort is not the same as calling. Just because something feels familiar does not mean it belongs in your future. Your spirit has evolved. Your identity has deepened. Your discernment has sharpened. The version of you that tolerated those old cycles no longer exists. The moment you chose healing, transformation became irreversible. Return is the enemy's strategy when advancement becomes unavoidable. He wants to pull you into conversations that drain your peace. He wants to reopen wounds that God has healed. He wants to lure you into cycles that once stole your clarity. The enemy knows that if he can get you to look backwards, you will lose momentum moving forward. He knows that if he can get you emotionally distracted, you will no longer be spiritually aligned. He knows that if he can convince you that the past still holds value, you will ignore the incredible future heaven is trying to reveal. Let tomorrow be a day of unwavering spiritual discipline. If a memory surfaces, release it. If a person from your past calls, do not entertain familiar energy that once held you down. If an old temptation reappears, recognize it instantly as sabotage. You cannot drink from a poisoned well just because you are thirsty. You cannot try to resurrect what God Himself buried. You cannot weaken the walls that heaven is reinforcing around your destiny. Remember how heavy that season was. Remember the tears. Remember the confusion. Remember the internal battles you fought to break free. You did not survive all of that just to return to the same prison. You did not heal only to be hurt the same way again. You did not grow just to shrink back into the version of yourself that begged for what you now attract effortlessly. Do not look back with longing. Look forward with authority. The destiny in front of you outweighs the history behind you. Tomorrow is designed for elevation, not regression. Every time you refuse to go back, you honor the new level God is releasing. Every time you say no to what once controlled you, you shorten the distance to breakthrough. Every time you protect your future at the expense of your past, you prove to heaven that you are ready. Chosen one, tomorrow your greatest strength will be your alignment. When destiny is close, the enemy does not need to destroy you. He only needs to distract you. Breakthrough does not require perfection. It requires focus. And Wednesday is a day that demands your complete spiritual attention. What God is releasing is too important for you to allow anything to fragment your mind or scatter your direction. Alignment means holding your thoughts, actions, and energy in agreement with what heaven has spoken. It means refusing to let your emotions steer you into old habits. It means staying rooted in the truth of who you are becoming, rather than who you used to be. The enemy will use anything: a sudden memory, a phone call, an unexpected inconvenience, to try to pull your focus away from the spiritual shift happening in real time. You must not let him. There is a divine timeline unfolding around you. Every step you take with intention accelerates your breakthrough. But every step you take out of distraction delays what God has already aligned. You cannot afford to wander mentally tomorrow. You cannot afford to question what God has already confirmed. You cannot afford to lower your standards to accommodate people who never supported your elevation in the first place. Your spirit will feel more receptive, more sensitive, more aware. That sensitivity is not vulnerability. It is spiritual awareness. It is heaven heightening your perception so you notice what you once ignored. When confusion tries to approach, stop it at the door of your mind. When doubt tries to speak, silence it before it grows roots. When temptation attempts to pull you out of character, remember that purpose is more important than pride. What is coming to you is not small. God has preserved this blessing for the version of you who refuses to betray your destiny for temporary satisfaction. You must protect your focus like your future depends on it, because it does. One wrong conversation can steal your peace. One emotional reaction can shift your atmosphere. One impulsive decision can invite delay. Heaven is watching how you steward the moment. You will notice signs tomorrow: alignment in conversations, unexpected peace, clarity without explanation, opportunities that seem to fall into place on their own. These are confirmations that you are walking the path heaven designed. Stay on it. Do not question the evidence God is placing directly in front of you. Do not sabotage what heaven is arranging, because though you are still trying to heal from a season that no longer has authority over you. When distractions rise, choose focus. When chaos approaches, choose stillness. When negativity appears, choose silence. There is power in not responding. There is strength in not reacting. There is elevation in choosing peace. Breakthrough favors those who protect their alignment. Chosen one, tomorrow is not a day to be half present. It is not a day to operate on autopilot. It is not a day to give your attention to anyone or anything that does not carry divine purpose in your life. Walk with intentionality. Speak with authority. Think with clarity. Move as someone who knows heaven is watching, guiding, and approving every obedient step. This is the day where your alignment becomes acceleration. The day where heaven sees your readiness, not in your words, but in your focus. The enemy wants you scattered because he knows a chosen one, aligned with God, cannot be stopped. Your destiny is too close for divided attention. Keep your spirit steady. Keep your eyes forward. Keep your heart guarded. Your breakthrough depends on it. Chosen one, stay aligned, because heaven is aligning everything for you. Chosen one, Wednesday is not a day that will open simply because you want it to. It will open because you are aligned. It will open because you are obedient. Heaven has already structured the blessings tied to this day, but blessings are not delivered to the distracted. Breakthrough does not land in a heart that refuses direction. There are things God needs you to avoid, decisions God needs you to stand firm in, and boundaries God needs you to enforce, because disobedience is the only thing that can delay what has already been approved. Obedience is spiritual agreement. It is you declaring through your choices that you trust God more than your fear. It is you demonstrating that you are ready for what you prayed for. The enemy does not need to destroy your faith if he can disrupt your obedience. If he can get you to ignore divine instruction, he can interfere with divine timing. And that is exactly what he will attempt tomorrow. The warning is this: do not allow your emotions to override your assignment. Do not allow impulsive reactions to sabotage what heaven has planned. Do not let impatience push you into decisions that belong to your old self. You have grown too much to shrink in a single moment of weakness. Tomorrow is the day where your spiritual maturity will reveal itself through self-control. Doors will open effortlessly for the aligned, but for the anxious and unfocused, even the open door will look like a wall. You must enter tomorrow trusting that God has already gone ahead of you, and you must move with the confidence of someone who knows their steps are guided. If your peace feels threatened, step back. If your intuition warns you, listen. If God tells you no, do not insist on yes. The chosen ones are not those who always feel strong. They are those who obey even when they feel unsure. Wednesday will test what you have learned in silence. It will test whether you can choose purpose over emotion. It will test whether you can recognize God's voice above the noise. It will test whether you truly believe that what is written for you cannot be taken unless you give it away through disobedience. The attack will not come to destroy you, but to distract you, because distraction is disobedience in disguise. You did not survive everything you survived just to fold under pressure now. You did not endure the wilderness just to compromise when the promised land is in sight. You did not hold on this long just to lose focus at the breakthrough. Heaven is asking you for one thing tomorrow: alignment, focus, obedience. When you obey even the smallest instruction, you give heaven legal access to accelerate what is coming. Chosen one, you are at the finish line of a battle that felt endless. You are stepping into the fulfillment of prayers you once cried through. You are entering a moment that will prove God was working all along. Your only responsibility now is to remain aligned with the direction heaven gives you. When your spirit says, move, move. When your spirit says, stop, stop. When your spirit says, this is not for you, walk away without hesitation. This level requires unquestioned obedience. Your breakthrough is not waiting for a better day. Your breakthrough is waiting for your agreement. Tomorrow is not about striving. It is about positioning. You do not need to force what God has already formed. You just need to be still enough and obedient enough to receive it. Chosen one, hear this clearly. Nothing can stop what God is releasing into your life on Wednesday, except you choosing to return to who you were before God refined you. Step into tomorrow with courage. Step into tomorrow with awareness. Step into tomorrow with obedience. Because the moment the chosen one agrees with heaven, the shift becomes unstoppable.